everyone. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the eCom Sellers podcast. I have with me, I am sharing still. It looks like, there we go. I have with me today my co-host, my partner in crime,
Kelly, the eCom Mom Ward.
And we come to you every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to share with you e-commerce news, tips, and more. Today's tips, we're going to be talking about thrifting for Q4. What are the bolos, the things to be on the lookout? Yeah, this is Kelly's expertise, guys. So y'all may want to get a paper and pen or just hit repeat or share this out with a friend or do the replay, whatever, because Kelly is going to crush it. So with that, Kelly, what have you been up to these?
Just working and getting stuff listed. I've really been going through my money pile, whatever you want to call it, and pulling out some stuff that I really think needs to be listed for Q4,
Yes.
and getting them listed and that kind of such.
Yeah, make money now, pal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been working on listing as well, and we've also got my son's football, and we got homecoming coming up, and we got Special Olympics, and it's just been busy. So we got 9,000 things going on. Well, Kelly and I are going to get to it so that you all can get into your Q4 game plan. So with that, let me go ahead and share my screen, and we are going to talk about, just a second, let's see, there we go. All right, I think we are showing our screen. So we are going over to eCommerce Bites today just to kind of grab some quick news. And they have a lot of great information, so you can always come here to eCommerce Bites and check out the news. So, Kelly, there's the eCommerce Bites blog. There was an article on the 11th that says, is eBay overcharging sellers for promoted listing ads? I don't know. You've never done a promoted listing ad, right?
I have on some, but I put it at the lowest. I'm like 2%.
Okay.
It's like the lowest you can go, and that's the lowest I will go. It's usually on stuff that's more popular, even though because I do vintage stuff, it's like you could put Nike shoes out there. How many people? Lots of people put Nike shoes out there, but if I would put up a vintage teapot, there's not going to be as many of those.
Okay. Well, I don't know if they are. I guess I need to pay better attention to that. There's an article here. Now, I don't know if you guys know, the people who wrote eCommerce Bites and who produced this newsletter, they actually were enthralled in a lawsuit with eBay for harassment. So I find it interesting that they have an article here on the 16th that talks about eBay seduces YouTube critics with special access. And so it says eBay appears to be turning to an old playbook that in effect muzzles sellers critical of the company. Do you remember that story about these guys being harassed?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is crazy.
I think someone they went to jail, I think.
Yeah. And some people quit or lost their jobs. So yeah. So this may be an article you want to check into. With any selling platform, there's always going to be stuff. There is. I mean, it doesn't matter what platform you're selling on, there's always going to be stuff. It's just that some people within eBay went a little too far with these guys, but that's not what this article is about. They're just pointing out that they feel like, interesting. Might want to check into it. Any thoughts, Kelly?
Well, a lot of times, companies will go after the influencers and to get, more favorable reviews from them. You look at Temu and everything, giving away lots of free stuff to influencers.
Yep. They're flooding the market with the positive feedback just to squash the negative for sure. And some of the other stuff that they're doing. All right. So there's a couple of other articles, but let's get into a couple of things. All right. So this one is, I'll let Kelly talk. There's always ads, guys. Anyway, go ahead.
Amazon's running a £5 off sale in the UK. That was this weekend. With the special code, people in the UK could save $5 off. Like, I noticed on my Etsy store this weekend, they're having a $5 off for smaller stores with a special code. I know I've gotten one sale, but I don't know if it was with that code because it was supposed to be over on items over $25. So it's not like you order a $10 item and get $5 off.
Well, I mean, I guess that's really good for those that are in the UK. I don't know. I will have to read more to see how it impacts the sellers. It's just a eBay hit. Then the next one is, that's probably the one you're talking about.
Yeah, the $5 off 25 with the get 5 code. I think Etsy is gonna, pay the difference to the sellers, so the sellers are not losing the money.
Sure. Which is good. Maybe they're just trying to match what eBay is sort of doing indirectly, because it says it's in the US and Canada and the UK. So pretty cool.
I was hoping, I was like, don't get some sales,
Yeah. Anything to increase awareness and bringing people to their platform is always a good thing, because then that helps everybody on the platform. So thank you, Etsy. Okay, so the next one. Ooh. Okay. This one says the FTC can nail sellers for not issuing shipping delay notices and over refund practices. So the FTC getting in the middle of online selling. So an online seller settled with the FTC over its product review practices. And also, because of it, allegedly failed to issue shipping delay notices when it could not fulfill customers' orders in a timely manner. The name of it is Hey Dude. All right. So Hey Dude will pay $1.9 million in a settlement with the Federal Trade Commission. That's a lot of money. $1.95 million. That's a lot.
I hear Hey Dude, I just remember that old show from Nickelodeon.
Which alleged that the company misled shoppers by holding back negative reviews. The shoe seller used a third-party online management review interface, and the FTC charged it with only posting all the 5-star reviews on its website, but in many instances rejecting or not publishing the less favorable reviews. The FTC complaint also charged that Hey Dude, formerly known as Happy One LLC, and acquired by Crocs. So this company was acquired by Crocs last year. Okay. Violated the FTC's mail order rule in several ways, including failing to issue shipping delay notices when it could not timely fulfill customer orders, failing to cancel customer orders and issuing prompt refunds after failing to issue a notice, such notices, and issuing customer gift cards instead of sending prompt refunds of the original payment for merchandise ordered but not shipped and required by the rule. This is really interesting. So all of us sellers can learn something. They are clearly bigger than us if they're going to be fined $1.95 million, and they were acquired by Crocs. But if you're a store grow, it's just yet another reminder that we all need to be on the up and up. We need to remember that customer number one, and that people will report you, and you could be investigated by the federal government. If you don't want to be investigated by the federal government, then do the right thing.
Yep. Make sure you know your inventory and that it matches what's on your platforms.
Correct. Absolutely. All right. The next one's, this one I actually shared in the news. So Amazon gives sellers access to AI when creating their listings. We've been talking about this, AI on eBay, AI on Etsy, like all the platforms. Just if you go back and listen to our prior podcast over the last 12 to 18 months, we've been talking about, the layoffs, and then they're going to invest in technology. And this is one of the ways that they're investing in technology. What are your thoughts, Kelly?
Well, I've only used the AI once or twice on eBay, and that was just to pull, I was listing books, and that was just to pull the synopsis of the book. So I didn't have to go find it and copy and paste it. That made it easy. I didn't have to, all I had to do is do the AI for the synopsis of the book, and then I could go in after that and put in my condition of how the book is, because I wasn't just going to leave it without saying this is what the condition of the book is. But, I don't know about, I haven't been listing on Amazon anymore, so, but I don't know if I can fully trust AI just quite yet.
Well, I think we're all going to have to make sure we review and edit the text, anything for sure. Always. They say in this article, you've probably heard about eBay's tool that lets sellers enter a small amount of information or even just an image and an AI, and have AI fill out the listing, including the descriptive fields. Well, on Wednesday, Amazon announced an AI tool of its own that lets sellers use generative AI to simplify the listing creation process. So you can read the rest of this article definitely on eCommerce.
See, I do my listing in my List Perfectly program, where I put all the description so that the description is the same over all the different platforms that I list my items on.
Well, that is good. I'm waiting for List Perfectly to incorporate more AI into their stuff. I think they will. It's just a matter of time. If you like it or not, it's coming. eBay sellers helped raise $1.3 billion for charities over 20 years. That's good. That's a wonderful thing. eBay takes another stab at a consignment service. Are you serious? Okay, so they launched this. Did you already talk about this?
Let's see. That says the 12th. No, because the 12th was Tuesday.
Okay. All right, well, she didn't talk about this. So eBay launched a new consignment service for luxury bags on Tuesday after it shuttered a previous version called eBay Valet 5 years ago. And if anybody remembers, what was the other one? eBay?
There was eBay stores that you could take the stuff.
Yeah, but it was, I sold it on eBay. I sold it on eBay is what it sold on eBay or something like that. That was the name of the stores. But anyway, so the valet service, so eBay is working with a single seller, Linda Stuff, to run by Linda Lightman, with whom eBay has a long relationship. The previous version of eBay Valet launched in 2014, giving owners of items 70% of the proceeds of the items sold. By the time it closed in 2018, it offered 50% of the proceeds in sales between $50 and $100 and 80% of the proceeds for higher tier. So let me just tell you what I remember about the service back in the day is that people were frustrated with it because they could send in something that they felt was extremely valuable. And the person in the valet service would decide what they're going to sell it for. So maybe it was, I sent it in and maybe it's a leather jacket. And I'm like, I don't want you to sell it for less than $200 because I know it's worth at least $800 or $500. And in order for it to move, they would go in and either sell it for, just $200. They would even try to start at the higher numbers. Or, in some cases, people were saying they sold it for the lower than what minimum that they wanted. And then they would get a payout. And it was like, no, this was worth way more than that. You can't just sell my stuff like that. So I think this is interesting. We'll see how this one goes. We'll see how it goes. But it's on handbag. Last one is we're going to talk about, second to last. So UPS makes it easier to order shipping supplies online. This is the time of year, if you haven't already ordered your shipping supplies, you should have already done so. So get on it today.
Yeah, I should probably order more padded flat rate envelopes. But, with the Ground Advantage right now, because you can go over a pound with the Ground Advantage, and sometimes that's way not as expensive as Priority.
Well, I've been using the old, so we had some shipments that needed to go out. Of course, I have tons of boxes over the years. And so we just went ahead and used the Regional A and box, or either Regional B, one or the other. I scratched out the Regional A stuff like with a black magic marker so I wouldn't have any problems. I put the label on it, but we used the box because we got a whole bunch of them. I'm like, we're going to use all these boxes.
Just don't use it for Ground Advantage. It's going to be it for Priority.
Well, I scratched out the words prior, like we literally.
They're gonna be like, nope, we know that boxes.
Well, regional A, there's a bunch of them. It's been around for years. That's the problem. You got to use the boxes. Regional A and B have gone. But
the regional A and B have been switched over to regular priority mail now.
So, but they're not priority small, medium, and large. They're not.
No, but they're that's just what that happened to them. They're like, if you have region A, region B, after it's been over with, they're just gonna be considered regular priority boxes.
Yeah. So anyway, I scratched out all of the barcodes and all that other stuff with the black magic marker. I was like, we got to get this in the mail. Let's go.
I just don't want you to get a charge. You're like, what?
Yeah, they didn't charge me. Yeah. So we sent it. I sent a couple of them. I mean, I'm done. So, but I did talk to my mail guy. Well, we have 2 people to come by. But anyway, I talked to the mail guy. And I was like, look, I feel like a pallet, but it's not really a pallet of regional A. And I got the regional A 2 sizes and the regional B 2 sizes, because it comes in 2 sizes. So I said, I need to use these boxes. So he said, scratch out the barcode. I was like, I'm going to do that too. No problem. I'm going to talk to you about it. So anyway, this next article is Amazon asks sellers to trust it with their entire supply chain. We know that. Go ahead.
I don't know about that. I don't trust Amazon with my cat. So.
Well, we know Amazon. When the pandemic started, Shopify was trying to come for Amazon, and so their fulfillment services. They tried to expand that. Blah blah blah. And then about 9 months ago, maybe 10, you'll have to go back and look at our podcast. They started folding some of those locations and absorbing them into Amazon. So now people who have Shopify stores can have their inventory fulfilled by Amazon by utilizing Amazon warehouses. So I think this is just Amazon continuing to increase its footprint out here in the universe. And this is interesting. I don't know. Amazon wants to take the headache out of supply chain for merchants. Yeah. I don't know if it's also because, Amazon got caught up or got in trouble for, replicating some products under their own brand name. So they shut a bunch of those down. So, because they lost the lawsuit. So I don't know. Maybe this is another potential money grab. For some people, they'll take advantage of it, which makes sense because they do have their supply chain game is strong. Like theirs and Walmart's supply chain game is strong. So I don't know why you wouldn't do it because they clearly got the process on lock. But anyway, so those are the news pieces. Did you want to add anything to that, Kelly? Besides, I don't know about that.
No. I mean, maybe if you're getting large and you need something to help, relieve something, so you can focus more time on other projects in your business, it might be good.
Maybe. All right. So you all can check those out on eCommerce Bites website. We're now going to go ahead and transition over to e-commerce news, tips, and more. So, again, this is the eCommerce Sellers Podcast. My name is Nicole Whitlock. I have with me my partner in crime on this journey, Kelly Ward. And we come to you every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to share with you e-commerce news, tips, and more. Today, we are talking about thrift store items to source and sell in Q4. Is Kelly's jam. So, yeah. I'm probably going to be quiet for about 75.
She might have to stop me. I could talk for like 45 minutes on one slide. You'd be like, I'm getting a whole master class. Oh my goodness.
There you go. But Kelly has a lot of knowledge on thrifting. So if you haven't already checked out her sessions, you'll be able to find her course soon on the eCom Sellers website. So definitely, if you're checking out the replay, come back to the eCom Sellers website and definitely look for her thrifting course. But we're going to go ahead and get into it because this is Q4, and these are things that if you're going to go out and do some thrifting, this is what you want to look for. All right? So, Kelly, floor is yours.
So, vintage, holiday decor, and even just regular holiday decor, and like craft supplies and such. I list them year-round, and they sell year-round. So, don't be like, I'm not going to afford this stuff till October and then list it. List this stuff year-round. Everything from Christmas to Halloween, but don't also, overlook any of the other holidays. Thanksgiving, I've sold Thanksgiving scrubs already this year. Like the Jewish holiday, festival of like Kwanzaa. Yeah.
Well, there's Festival of Lights, which is there's a couple of holidays around this time. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
But all the different holidays that aren't as big as Christmas, out there. If you find stuff, Hanukkah stuff and such, get that listed, because you're not going to have as big as a field to go against for Christmas, like Christmas. You see in that middle picture there, that's like a fabric panel of stockings, an Advent stocking fabric panel. I sell those fabric panels. People start making their Christmas crafts early. Maybe they're crafters and they make them to sell at Christmas, like Christmas craft shows and stuff. And then my mom sells at Christmas craft shows. She crochets stuff, all that different stuff that you find.
Well, I like that Advent calendar. I think that is totally awesome. 100. Whenever I do see certain things, I'm like, oh, I think that will sell. And I think because you've been doing this for so long, like you're one of those people who be like, yep, Nicole, you should go ahead and do that.
Go ahead. One big bolo to look out for thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, and such is the Avon Holiday Countdown Advent Calendar. It's one with a little mouse. And if you find it brand new, still unopened and packaged, I think it's from the 80s, it can go up for like $100.
Yeah. Kelly has so many stories, y'all, where she found something for like 25 cents, $3, $7, and turned around and sold it for it was $100, $300. I'm like, what? I do have a crazy story. I used to rent out my house right in the middle of getting my divorce, and I was renting out my house, and someone had left a whole like miniature town Christmas, the Christmas miniatures of the towns, like a whole set. They were all in the boxes, pristine. There was like at least 50 boxes. This person set up, a small town for the holidays. And so they had all the little people and the figurines and the cars and the buildings and all that other stuff. And then she had another box of like the fake snow and all this other stuff. So I didn't know what I had. At that point, I wasn't doing like research. I was just like, let's just sell whatever this is. I contacted her twice. She didn't contact me back. I was like, okay, we have a garage sale. We're going to sell this. And I sold the entire set. I would start off at $300. I started off at $500 because I looked up a couple of them and I saw a lot of them where like you could find them on JCPenney's, and like one house alone. At that time, I feel like this was like 2016 or something like that, or 2015. Like one house alone was like, like $75 just to buy that little miniature house or building or whatever it was. And I was like, this is crazy. And they were collectibles. They literally said collections on the outside of it. And so somebody that was buying stuff, ultimately the guy I ended up doing eBay listings for, he rolled through my garage sale and he was like, well, how much do you want to sell all these for? And I was like, well, I'll take $500. And he got me down to $300. And I was like, okay. And then I later went back and sort of did the math. I'm like, dang it, I probably could have sold all of that for like $2,000.
Another thing I don't have out there, but it's outdoors. So it's outdoor, the plastic, I remember there's plastic blow mold of holiday decor that goes in the yard, like Santa or a snowman or the manger scene that were plastic blow molds. Those can go for nice money too, if they're in good condition.
There you go. So there you go. Moral of the story is, if you're a renter, don't ever leave anything in the attic because your landlord will sell it. I'm just saying. All right.
So ugly Christmas sweaters, that's the trend now. But now a lot of places sell them. And they don't have to be vintage. Like that red one down there is a vintage one. But the one on the top, the green one with the Grinch, it definitely is not a vintage one. But I look for these year round. Sometimes I see them at the stores and I will kind of wait to see if they make it to that color tag on it is now 50% off, so I can get even more, have more profit from it. unless I know someone else will probably grab it beforehand. But yeah, the sweaters they sell, they don't really sell year round. They more towards the November and December is when they tend to sell. But to get them up and listed now so that you're in there early and they get imprinted onto Google, so they'll be searched, brought up in search a lot easier. Get them up.
There you go. I look for ugly sweaters after the holiday is over because they normally mark them down, but I do retail arbitrage. You can get them for a really decent price. Like sometimes you can get them for 75% off or 80% off, and then go ahead and list them or save them for the holiday and put them up now.
Yeah, especially if you have the pop culture stuff. Like I sold one that was the Office themed last year. I couldn't find a picture of it.
Oh wow, nice. How much profit do you think you got for that one?
Not much, probably about 12 to 13. But like I said, the newer ones don't make as high as money as the vintage ones will, but they still can make some money if you can get them for a low enough price.
There you go.
So vintage clothes, that sweatshirt is both considered like the ugly sweater thing, but it's a sweatshirt, especially holiday themed vintage clothes, or even vintage clothes so that people can dress up for Halloween. I'll talk about the coat shorts, like the PE coat shorts. I had to wash them, and they're on my to-list pile. They haven't been listed yet. I need to get them listed, but, people want to dress up as, from the 80s and 90s, because that's way back then, like us when we were little, we were dressing up as hippies, and so, yeah. People use vintage clothes for costumes, or maybe for plays and such they need to put on.
Right. And I know that there's a lot of vintage clothes that are out there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what platform. I know Depop, you can find some vintage clothes on there.
There's Grailed.
There's Grailed. You can find
put a lot of my vintage clothes goes on Etsy, and then eBay, and I put it on Poshmark. Mercari. I list them everywhere.
I think I lost you I lost sound. Maybe it was her.
Hello,
I'm here.
Okay.
I was saying, were you saying Etsy?
Etsy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Etsy.
And Poshmark and Mercari. Yeah.
So yeah, don't just list it in one place. Make sure you kind of spread the love once you find it.
Winter clothes. This is the time to get, you watch what the stores are doing. I do a lot of kids winter clothes. I don't make a crap. I don't make a whole bunch of money off of, unless it's like something vintage and it's kids clothes, then I can make a lot more. But I just do it because I like it. Like the cute little Minnie Mouse sweater. I think I paid $1 for it and sold it for about $10. And I love the little Christmas dresses, and kids clothes are just quick and easy to list. That's the one clothes I don't do measurements on is kids clothes. So I can get them up and listed quickly. Anything Disney kids clothes seems to go fast.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. There you go. And I love that dress. That is just the cutest little thing. That's great for pictures.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and parties and
pictures and parties and the Christmas card.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you get them up listed like in October, November, so they have them for the Christmas cards before this, because the stores don't have them out yet, but they want to take their pictures for the Christmas cards before it gets too cold.
Yep,
so.
That's true.
So jackets and coats, like that right there, that's a vintage Carhartt jacket. And I believe I sold that one. It went for $100, and I think I paid $15 for it. So jackets and coats sometimes you might pay up for. So you might have to really do your research and know what you need to look out for. Yeah, but if you find it at a garage sale, sometimes they're getting for a lot cheaper. But I know thrift stores tend to sell coats and jackets for a higher amount. Those can go for some nice money, especially. We're going to talk in a minute about winter sportswear. So, yeah.
There you go.
So Sports gear. I just listed a ski jacket, but I've sold kids snowsuits, and you get them for under $5, and you can sell them for about 20 or 25, depending on the brand. But ski gear, ski pants, ski jackets, ski suits. Those can all go for nice money. Some people even sell skis. I know there's one couple I watch online, and they sell skis, and then they will ship them. I'm like, oh my gosh, I couldn't do that. But they ship them and make some nice money on the skis.
Of course, skis are expensive. Ski suits are expensive. I know I have a ski suit that is a plus size. It's a men's, I believe, that I bought. It was like a 2XL or something. And I'm confident that if I found that thing and I listed it, I could definitely sell it and for a profit, but I don't know where it is. It's probably in the garage in one of my many 300 to 400 tubs of inventory. So yeah, I got to find it for sure.
And hunting gear, hunting season is upon us. So you got the camo. I know one of my thrift stores has just one rack just for hunting gear. And it's like all like coverall, and I sold one coverall last year. That thing was huge. It was like a 4X. It was huge. I had to like stuff it into a box. It was so big when I sold it, but people like that stuff, especially hunters, and they want to be warm, but they don't want to be shelling out all the money for the brand new stuff. Or they want the stuff that's worn in, because it's, the new stuff, when it's new, it's going to make more noise, but if it's worn in, it's quieter.
That's
same with, and boots, waterproof boots and stuff.
Yeah. It's true. That new stuff, they're going to have to walk around in it and doing all kinds of stuff just so they can get it broken in.
Mm-hmm. And toy, you can find toys that are still new in box sometimes, but other times it's like the vintage toys and the plush that are like a themed plush, like Paw Patrol. But think about what movies are coming out. There's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie coming out.
Yes.
And so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is going to be probably selling this winter. Yeah, it's Paw Patrol and Barbie and such. So any of all that's in the theaters, you want to focus on it. But if you find the vintage stuff, then you're going back to the parents' nostalgia, and the parents aren't buying the old stuff for the kids because they don't want the kids to destroy it. They're buying the old stuff for their own collections, and they're going to pay some money for it.
There you go. Toys all day long.
Mm-hmm.
I was at Walmart this past weekend. I don't know why I have something in my throat, but anyway, I was at Walmart this past weekend, and of course they had that center aisle where they had a bunch of stuff on clearance that was toys related. They had that stuff marked down drastically because, again, I've said this time and time again, they got to make space for Christmas that's already in their back warehouse, like the back of their store. So they got to pull stuff off the shelves. They got to make space on the shelves for this new stuff. So they pull stuff out. They clearance it at really ridiculous prices. I think we were talking about Barbie 2 sessions ago. You were talking about the Barbie dream house that you found, but I was talking about the one that I saw in the center aisle that was marked down around August. It's like crazy just seeing stuff at those prices. So, finding a Barbie dream house for like, I don't know, $37 or $33, you turn around and sell that thing for over $150 to $200. So, yeah, nice. So toys, you can find some really good condition toys at your thrift store or any other. Definitely do that.
Yeah, or like there's even certain Build-A-Bears. There's a Build-A-Bear that's a cat that's orange and it has like pumpkins on it. And that one can go for like $75, $80. It's a Halloween themed Build-A-Bear.
There you go.
And last, costumes, especially for Halloween. That's a vintage Halloween mask. but there's like there's this one Scream holiday mask that can go, it has to be like a certain one. There's a bunch of copies of this mask, but if you find like the first one, and you have to know, I mean, there's like, in the reseller groups, they're like telling you gotta look for this kind of mark on it, telling you like that one, that's the one that you want, that's, worth like over $100. And so that's, good reason to hang around the reseller groups to find all these bolos, to see what do I have to look for to make sure that this is the Scream mask that sells for $100 compared to the Scream mask that only sells for $20. So.
Yep. There you go.
And new, still, and original package. That makes it a whole lot easier to sell the stuff. But I found I have from Walmart. This was a Walmart clearance with some Yankee Candle plugins, and it was just the plug-in thing that you plug in to put the Scented thing on, and they were $1 each. They're marked down to $1 each. It was like February, so I cleared that shelf because they were Christmas themed, and one person bought all I had of one certain one.
Wow, nice. I just, anything, even if it doesn't feel like it's Christmas related, I think if you go to the thrift store and you find something new in box, still sealed, with the plastic wrap around it and all that other stuff, like, you should consider grabbing it.
Especially if it has a barcode on it. It takes about 2 minutes to scan the barcode to check the sales are on it. Not everything new in package is good to grab. You might scan it and see it's selling for what the price at the thrift store selling it for. So,
and if you do, it doesn't hurt to have a conversation with the person at the thrift store. If you plan on buying a bunch of stuff, maybe sometimes you can negotiate. And Kelly has said many times, go on the days when they have some discounts or deals. So pay attention to your local thrift stores and what they're doing. Anything else you want to add to that, Kelly?
Just some stuff we didn't really mention, but Christmas themed cookbooks. Like I said, just check your comps on anything that you're buying, because not everything that's Christmas sells for a high amount. I don't be buying a book for $5 and it only sells for $7.
It's not worth it. There's no profit on it.
Yeah. So make sure that you are comping your stuff. Google Lens has really helped me out when sometimes you I think this might be something, but I can't find the name on it, or I can't remember that name. I know what it is, I just can't remember that name. Let me Google Lens it real quick. And that's been very helpful at speeding up my time when I'm looking up stuff.
Always a good tip. So we do invite you all, if this information is helpful, please share it out with a friend. Let somebody else know about the eCom Sellers podcast. We want you to follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook fan pages. We would love for you to come and hang out with us for another episode of the eCom Sellers podcast, where we talk about e-commerce news, tips, and more. And we do this every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So, and it is typically broadcast on Facebook, on our eCom Sellers Academy Facebook page, but it's also in all of our groups and our YouTube channel. So with that, Kelly, thank you so much. And don't forget, if you listen to the replay or if you're curious about all of the lovely knowledge that Kelly has, we have some amazing eCom Sellers thrift courses that will be on our ecomsellers.com site that's coming up. So be on the lookout for that over the next few weeks, at least the next 4 to 6 weeks. And you'll be able to sign up for that class because she's really good at what she does. So with that, I did want to invite you all. We have the AI print on demand automation workshop. So the in-person one that's happening on the 28th, we have been asked multiple times to offer an online version. So we're going to offer the online course. And the online course is going to be in October. We're going to have to do 3 2-hour sessions because, of course, when you're doing face-to-face, you spend 6, 7, 8 hours in class. So we're going to do this online together. And in this class, we're going to create automatically over 100 print-on-demand products, designs, products, and listings. So, or really designs, and you're going to superimpose them on products automatically, and then you're going to create the listings. So with all of that work, I encourage you to sign up for the 3-day online workshop when you see it come up, because it is coming. It is going to be in October, and it's going to be online. The fact that you could take a course, go into 3 sessions, and literally have 100 designs by the end of the second maybe, or the 3rd session is, I think, amazing. I could be wrong on that. What do you think, Kelly?
I think it's great, because doing on your own is a lot slower.
Yes, doing on your own is a lot slower. So that's the goal. So if you're interested in that class, be on the lookout for that online workshop that is coming up. And again, it's going to be a 3-day workshop because it was in person for 1 day. So 3-day workshop, 2 hours each time. Just make some time. Let's participate together. What I think I'm going to do is I may just offer it in the evening, so it makes it easier for people that are working a 9 to 5 to be able to join us and to actually create their print-on-demand products, so they can go back to work the next day and do what they need to do. And there may be a during the day version. I'm not really sure, so we may offer it twice. The next one is creating Arbitrage wholesale product bundles workshop. This one, I will say, is a combination. We've done the holiday one, and we've done, I forget which one. There was another one that we did. I know it was a Black Friday one. Course on creating bundles. I show you in the class how to create product bundles very quickly. We're going to go through and we're going to source them. And this is more of an extensive course. So we're going to look at it from a bundle, creating bundles and sourcing and getting ideas. And then we'll have a day where we talk about sourcing for wholesale. And then we're going to source for arbitrage, and we're going to put the bundles together, create the listings. And so it's going to be broken down into those 4 parts. So it's going to be over 4 days, 2 hours each, because again, this is an in-person class. So we want you to know that we're doing it in October. For those people who can't travel, don't have the time to travel, we're going to do this in October, and we want you to really sign up for it. It's going to definitely help you. And in this class, you're going to walk away with 25 bundles. So if you do the work, you'll have 25 bundles. If you don't do the work, you won't have 25 bundles. And I'm not talking about bundle ideas. Like, we'll put all the pieces together. Okay? All of the pieces. And so I'm looking forward to this class. Again, it's going to be over 4 days. It's 2-hour sessions. So maybe you take a little bit of vacation time. I don't know, right before the holidays. But this is just in time for Black Friday, Cyber Monday as well. So don't miss out on this class. And then the next one is our AI basics. I don't know how the URL got up there, but that was for the live in-person one. So what we're offering is the one that's going to be in October. It's going to be a 3-hour workshop for those people who want some AI help in AI basics, understanding AI, and being able to create prompts. So it's a 3 2-hour sessions, and we invite you to sign up for that class as well. We also have a Q4 preparedness workshop. In the Q4 preparedness workshop, you can go to ecomsalesacademy.com/Q4. You will get 80 leads, period. 80 leads every single week for 12 weeks. 80 leads, 12 weeks. I don't know where you can get that kind of deal, where you can get not only training, but you can also get 80 leads every single week. That kind of solves your problem. Even if you have a private label product, or maybe you're doing drop shipping, like this will definitely help you supplement. And you may be able to find some products that are in that 80 leads list over 12 weeks, like whatever that number is, 80 times 12.
960.
960. There you go. Just under 1,000 leads in 12 weeks. You can use that to maybe find what we refer to as your steady eddies, the things that are going to give you your baseline income. Those replenishables or consumables that you can source and sell over and over and over again. All you have to do is just increase the quantity because you got some more of it. You can also get wholesale accounts for this stuff. So my point is, you don't want to miss this workshop. We're going to be covering stuff to do every single week over 12 weeks. They are live sessions. You're also entitled to 2 coaching sessions over that 12-week period. And if you're a lifetime member of eCom Sales Academy, you can attend absolutely free. So I would just encourage you just to become a lifetime member. That way you can continue to get leads after the 12 weeks are over, but that's up to you. So you can go to ecom.com/Q4 to sign up right now. Class is on Mondays at 7 p.m., I believe, Central Standard Time. We have the Selling a Macari and Poshmark workshops on the 12th and the 19th. So this one, the 19th, is coming up. So we don't want you to miss out on that. It's at 8 p.m. tonight. So don't forget. You can go to swiy.co/posh. Makari Posh. Again, swiy.co/Makari Posh. The last thing is the 90-day workbook. So we have the Etsy, the Amazon, the eBay 90-day eCom planner workbooks. You can go to 90-day eCom right now to sign up and grab your workbook. You can get the spiral bound. And if you don't want the spiral bound, we will have the KDP version up shortly. But definitely go sign up and get the eCom planner. So with that, I think that's everything. That's going to help you figure out what you're supposed to do every single day in your business. So that's why we encourage you to get it. All right. So Kelly, my name is Nicole Whitlock.
And I'm Kelly, the eCom Ward.
And this is the eCom Sellers Podcast. So tune in for another episode of the eCom Sellers Podcast. Maybe I will have done my hair by then, where we share e-commerce news, tips, and more. And we are going to share this out with a friend and invite somebody else to check out the podcast. And we're going to say goodbye for now. Bye, guys.